in an age of lawlessness and despair. The empire of man lay in ruins, torn asunder by civil war, and racked by famine and plague. Desperate, unscrupulous men deserted the temples of their fathers and gathered in forbidden cults, seeking the favor of the dark gods. And so it was, in the year 2301, that a Kurgan warlord named Asavar Kul united the savage tribes of the Chaos Wastes and made war upon the realms of men. The invaders entered the distant northern kingdom of Kislev and sacked its largest city, Praag. They sacrificed its people to their dark gods, and any who managed to flee were driven into the freezing wilderness. The Empire seemed powerless to stop the Chaos Horde, and many feared that the end of the world was at hand. But in the Empire's darkest hour, a nobleman from the south named Magnus rallied the people of the Empire to resist the invaders, uniting the warring Elector Counts in the process. The Imperial Army marched to the rescue of the Kislevite capital, fighting Kul's army in a massive battle outside the city walls. Joined by mighty heroes from all across the land, Magnus defeated Kul in single combat, and the Chaos Horde was scattered to the winds. Blessed by the gods and heralded as the true Emperor, Magnus returned to Nuln in triumph. But even as the old world celebrated Magnus's victory, the dark gods were planning their revenge. The people of the Empire have good reason to fear the night. As darkness falls and the twin moons rise, they bar their doors against the evil forces lurking in their midst. Witches, sorcerers, mutants. From the primeval forests of the Reichwald to the cobbled streets of Nuln, they practice their forbidden rites, offering up the souls of the innocent to appease their dark gods. Only a rare few have the courage and skill to hunt these heretics, countering their foul magics with cold steel and cleansing flame. They are known as the Witch Hunters. The Empire's Witch Hunters are holy men, scouring the land of heretics in the name of Sigmar and the Holy Church. It is a dangerous and demanding profession, and you are a master of your craft. You were in Nuln when news of the Chaos invasion reached the city. Many feared that the end of the world was at hand. As Magnus rallied the city's nobles and raised an army to resist the invaders, the call went out across the land for the Witch Hunters to join the cause. Soon, you were marching north with the rest of the army. As a witch hunter, you knew better than most the horrors that waited at Kislev. The odds of victory were slim. While the two armies fought, you guarded Magnus from the enemy, repelling one assault after another. Just as the battle seemed lost, Magnus led his knights in a desperate charge against the Chaos Lord and his bodyguards. Along with a handful of others, you held the rest of the Horde at bay until Asavar Kul had fallen. Once the battle was won and the dead laid to rest, you returned with Magnus to Nuln, where a hero's welcome awaited you. Magnus will soon be elected Emperor, the first in 300 years. You have accepted a place in his retinue as a reward for your deeds at Kislev. The battle has been won, and the Empire reunited. But the enemy has agents everywhere, and you know that it's only a matter of time before they strike back. It was an age of lawlessness and despair, a time of dark magic, treachery, and war. It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds, and across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
We're under attack. I've got to get to Magnus.
Thanks, Sigmar, you're here. There's monsters everywhere. The tower's being overrun.
They're here for Magnus. Where is he, man? Think!
Upstairs in the throne room. There's armor in a chest by the stairs. Take whatever you need, but hurry.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. The Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. There is only one thing left to do. Shouting a challenge, you charge across the room, ready to give your life for the future Emperor. By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The Sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room, but these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, like yourself, led by the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. You try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, traitor. We will have the truth from you one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! Tzeentch, Lore Master of the High Elves, regards Voss coldly. Jürgen Heider speaks the truth, he said. It is you who have refused to listen. Tzeentch examines Magnus in silence. He lives, thank the gods, the High Elf says at last. But he is in the grip of a powerful curse. It is only a matter of time before he succumbs. No one outside this room must know what happened here. If the people learn that Magnus has fallen, then everything he fought for will have been for nothing. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him. There are dark and terrible forces at work in the city, Herr Heider. If we are to find the sorceress and defeat her, we must confront the dark cult that has taken root in Nuln and expose its secret master.
Then we must call upon every witch hunter in the city to root out the heretics, no matter where they may hide.
We cannot risk it. If we unleashed the full fury of the witch hunters, it would lead to questions we dare not answer. No, Herr Heider. We must work in secret if the Empire is to survive.
So be it then. Where shall we begin?
The attack on the tower came from the sewers that stretch beneath the city. So long as the enemy controls the tunnels surrounding the tower, our position here is vulnerable. Your first task is simple. Enter the tunnels and drive the cultists back from the tower. Kill everything in your path, but beware. There is no telling what foul things await you in the darkness.
The tunnels surrounding the tower have been cleared. But I suspect there are larger heretic camps deeper in the sewers.
I do not doubt it. The servants of Nurgle flourish in darkness and filth. Our battle against the cult has only just begun.
Well done, Herr Heider. Return to me when you are ready for your next task.
There is grim news from the tower. Voss has learned that a large group of Magnus's guardsmen have gone missing. He believes they might have pursued the cultists into the sewers during the attack.
Then they are in dire peril. The sewer is a maze of twisting tunnels. They could easily have gotten lost. Or worse.
Someone needs to find them and try to get them out. If the cultists haven't trapped them yet, it's only a matter of time.
Damned cultist lured us into a trap. Tried to fight, but too many of them.
It's over now. Conserve your strength. I'm gonna get you out of here.
They took them. Anyone's still able to walk. Dragged them, screaming, into the darkness. Forget about me. Find the others.
I found the soldiers. They had been lured into an ambush and most of them were killed. The cultists took the rest.
The men were alive when they were taken?
Yes. Which can only mean one thing.
They are going to be used as sacrifices, offerings to the Lord of Pestilence in exchange for more power.
We must do everything we can to prevent this. Go and make whatever preparations you require. Then return to me as soon as you are ready. There is no time to waste. Even as we speak, the cultists could be preparing to sacrifice their captives. If they succeed...
They will not. I swear it, in Sigmar's name.
The enemy will do everything in their power to keep you from reaching the captives in time. Choose your battles wisely. Now go, and good hunting.
You saved my life. Maybe one day I'll do the same for you. I won't forget this. You saved my life. You saved my life. Maybe one day I'll do the...
I stopped the cultists from performing their foul rites. The captives are safe.
Well done. The Chaos Gods withhold their gifts from those who fail them. This will weaken the cult and increase our chances for victory.
Now is the time to press our advantage. Return to me as soon as you are ready, and I will have a new task for you. Since the attack, we have been on the defensive, reacting to the enemy's plans. That ends now. We must seek out and destroy the cult's source of power if we are to end its reign of terror here in Nuln.
And how are we to find it?
The cult must have camps scattered throughout the sewers. Find one and capture its leader. He will tell us what we need to know.
I smell man flesh! Kill the unbeliever! Nagel rot, you madling! May the Lord of Pestilence turn your ghosts to slime!
Hold your tongue, beastman, or by Sigmar, I'll give you something to howl about. Here is your prisoner. I wouldn't count on learning too much from him, though. He's more beast than man.
Leave him to me. I'll have the answers I seek, one way or another. Return to me when you are ready. All will be made clear then.
Fortune is with us. The Ungor required very little persuasion to turn on his human allies. The creature says the leader of the cult is a man named Friedrich Kessler, and has offered to lead us directly to the cult's shrine, located deep within the sewers.
You expect me to trust the word of a beastman?
This has nothing to do with trust. If there is one thing that all followers of Chaos have in common, it's supreme self-interest. They will betray anyone and anything in order to protect themselves. Faced with certain death, the monster will not hesitate to turn on his former friends.
And you don't think he'll betray us too?
Not while we're holding the knife.
What's this?
Rise! Spawn of Nurgle! Slay the unbeliever for the glory of the Plague God!
The Beastman played you for a fool! He led me into a den of monsters and nearly killed us both!
I had not expected this. No mere human cult could command such loyalty from an Ungor.
Agreed. There must be a greater power at work here. But what?
I do not know, and that troubles me.
If the servants of chaos would sooner die than give up their secrets, then we must find another way to reach their hidden shrine.
What do you have in mind?
Heinrich Voss knows more about the Chaos cults in Nuln than anyone else. Speak with him. Perhaps he knows a way to obtain the information we seek.
We'd be better off catching another Ungor.
What was that?
Nothing. I'm sure Herr Voss will be happy to help.
You were lucky to survive the Ungor's trap, Herr Hyder. Only a fool trusts the word of a servant of chaos.
Have you been spying on me?
Are you surprised? Uncovering secrets is part of our trade. I have eyes and ears in every corner of the Empire.
Yet you know nothing about a plot to attack Magnus right here in the capital. Why is that?
I haven't time to waste on idle chatter, Herr Hyder. What do you want?
We believe there is a shrine to Nurgle somewhere in the sewers. Teclis thinks you might be able to help.
Cultists often hide their secrets in symbols etched onto their flesh. Look for elaborate tattoos on any cultists you find. Concealed in the lines may be the location of the shrine.
And if I bring you one of these cultists, you could decode these tattoos.
I only need the tattoo, Herr Hyder. The cultist is of no use to me.
This must be the tattoo that Voss was talking about. Here is the tattoo you spoke of. Take the accursed thing and tell me what it says.
The symbols should not be difficult to decipher. Return to High Lawmaster Teclis when you're ready. I shall have the location for you then.
Fortune is with us. Voss has deciphered the cultists' map and discovered the location of their shrine.
The timing could not be better. I have consulted the archives, and the signs point to a propitious time for the Lord of Pestilence. Kessler and his cult will be gathering in the depths to perform their obscene rites.
Leave the cultists to me. Fire and steel will cleanse them from the earth.
Killing the cultists isn't enough. There will always be weak-willed souls willing to serve the ruinous powers.
If we are to break the cult's power, we must also capture Friedrich Kessler, as well as any chaos relics he possesses. Only then will Nuln be free from Nurgle's grasp.
Behold, brothers and sisters, the Eye of Argon. Lord Nurgle is pleased at Magnus's fall, and he has favored me with his blessing. Asavar Kul is dead, but soon a new Chaos Lord will rise to take his place. All hail the Lord of Pestilence!
The cult has been destroyed, but their leader, Kessler, he was more powerful than any heretic I've ever seen. There was nothing I could do to stop him.
We have underestimated our foe, High Loremaster. This is no mere cult leader we're dealing with, but possibly a champion of Nurgle, blessed by the Unclean One itself.
That explains the presence of the Ungors. Kessler has summoned them to form his war band and solidify his power.
What are you saying?
It means the cult was the least of our worries, Herr Hyder. They were nothing more than a means to an end.
We must find Kessler, and quickly. Meet me back at the tower when you are ready to proceed.
There is no time to waste. A champion of Nurgle is loose beneath the streets of Nuln, and the city is in terrible danger.
Explain.
A chaos cult is an extension of its master. Most are nothing more than depraved souls, dabbling in powers beyond their ken. But Kessler is different. Somehow he learned enough forbidden lore to win Nurgle's blessing and rise to the rank of champion.
I should have guessed the truth when you first fought the Ungors. No human cult could command such loyalty from the Beastmen. They are here to form the Chaos Champions' war band.
They will have been promised blood and flesh in return for their service. Now that the champion has ascended, he must pay their price or risk the wrath of Nurgle. If Kessler unleashes them on the city, the slaughter will be terrible.
I have sensed the presence of chaos magic deep in the sewers. Search the area and follow Kessler's trail back to his lair. Once we've found his hidden camp, we will decide what to do next.
Here is the path that will take us to Kessler's lair. I must return to Teclis with the news. Kessler's trail led to an ancient cavern that connects to the sewers. It's part of a network of caves that run for miles to the west, beyond the edge of the city.
Now we know how the servants of chaos were getting into the sewers. There's an ancient set of ruins west of the city. Perhaps that is where the enemy's camp is hidden.
I do not doubt it. Prepare yourself, Herr Hyder. There will be hard fighting ahead. Return to me when you are ready to make your assault.
The time to strike is now. Witch Hunter Voss has assembled his men here at the tower. They will move in as soon as you have breached the camp's defenses and defeated Kessler. The Beastmen will have fortified their camp using whatever materials are at hand. They will be present in great numbers and hungry for human flesh. The key to victory is Kessler. Defeat him, and the others will break, just as they did at Kislev.
Father Nurgle, Lord of Plagues, hear me! Long have I worshipped you. Great are the deeds I have done in your name. I have performed your darkest rites. I have sacrificed the flesh of innocents in your name.
Silence, heretic! For too long you have worked your evil here in the darkness. Now the hour of your reckoning is at hand. Your reign of terror is over.
Over? You blind fool. Chaos is eternal, and I am its champion.
Azafar Kul thought as you did. Now he is dead, and the Empire is united once more.
Another will rise to take Kul's place. The Harbinger has sought out the shattered pieces of his army and found a new champion to seek the favor of the Chaos Gods and assume mastery of the Horde.
The Harbinger? Is she the sorceress who struck down Magnus? Tell me where she is, heretic, and I will grant you the mercy of a swift and painless death.
Look at you, grasping at shadows. The Harbinger is far beyond your reach. And as for my life, it belongs to Nurgle, Lord of Pestilence and Decay. I give it to him freely in return for vengeance.
You have been deceived.
I sensed the greater demon force its way into our world, and feared the worst.
I have faced demons before, but nothing like that. I prayed to Sigmar. I never faced such a horror again.
The Eye of Argoth, where is it?
Over there, on Kessler's body.
Leave it to me. I'll make sure it doesn't tempt anyone else.
What about the sorceress?
She calls herself the Harbinger. Kessler claimed she's tracked down the remnants of Asavar Kul's army and is searching for a champion to lead it.
Where is she, this harbinger of chaos?
I do not know.
Praag.
What's that?
My agents in the north tell me that a large part of Kul's army fled the Battle of Kislev and returned to the ruins of Prague. I'd assume they would take ship and return to the Chaos Wastes. But now that I've heard about this Harbinger, I'm not sure. Perhaps we might learn more there.
Perhaps so. It will be dangerous, but at the moment I see no other choice.
But Prague is hundreds of leagues from here. We'll never get there in time.
Not so, Herr Hyder. There is a waystone near Prague that we can use. I can link to it from the stone here in Nuln and send you through. All is in readiness. When I open the path, we will be transported instantly to the waystone outside Prague.
And what is he doing here?
Don't be a fool, Hyder. The fate of the Empire is at stake. Until the Harbinger is found, I'm not letting you out of my sight.
What have your agents told you of the situation in Prague?
Not all of Prague's citizens were slaughtered when the city fell. Some managed to escape the city and hide in the forest nearby. When the Chaos Army left Prague to march on the capital, the survivors returned to the ruins to bury their loved ones and try to rebuild what they had lost. But the Kislevites' suffering was far from over. When Asavar Kul was defeated, a champion of Khorne named Uthgrim Redax retreated with his war band back to Prague. Their arrival took the Kislevites by surprise. A few managed to escape back into the forest, but with winter coming on, it is unlikely they will survive.
Do you think they would be willing to help us?
Perhaps. The Kislevites are a proud, stiff-necked people, and they have little love for outsiders. They won't give us anything without expecting something in return.
If that is the case, so be it. Now, gather round. The winds of magic are shifting, and it is time we made our way to Prague.
Who in Ursun's name are you? What do you want?
Do you speak for these people?
Who's asking?
My name is Jürgen Hyder. I'm a witch hunter on a mission from Nuln.
Is that so? Well, you've come a long way for nothing. Take your wizard and go. There's nothing for you in Prague. Redax and his warband have seen to that.
Redax is the reason I'm here. I'm hunting a sorceress who calls herself the Harbinger.
What do you want me to do about it? My people are dying, witch hunter. There's no food, no medicine for the injured.
There must still be supplies in Prague. I could go and get them for you.
It's no use. Redax's men search the ruins every day. They get to the supplies long before you.
We shall see about that. If I return with the supplies you need, will you help us?
You're mad, witch hunter. You haven't seen the monsters that are loose in Prague. But if you're willing to try, far be it from me to stop you. If you can bring us food and healing herbs, then we will talk.
I filled my pack with everything I could find. There should be enough food and medicine there to last you for some time.
Urson's teeth! You gathered all of this with Red Axe's monsters breathing down your neck? I'm impressed, Witch Hunter. This is more than I dared hope for. You risk your life for our sake, and that counts for something among my people. I am Leonid Gorchev, and I speak for everyone in this camp when I say I am in your debt. You and your comrades are welcome here. If you have anything to sell, speak to our merchant. There are shrines as well, if you seek the blessings of the gods. In the meantime, I must see to my people. Return to me when you are ready, and we will speak more about this sorceress you're hunting for. Back already? You don't waste much time, do you, Witch Hunter?
I have little time to spare, Leonid. If the Harbinger is in Prague, I must find her.
Othram Redax and his cultists worship Khorne. The blood god hates sorcerers.
Where did you learn such a thing?
This is Kislev, Witch Hunter. We get it with our mother's milk. Every year the Norskins raid us from across the Sea of Claws. Unlike you Southerners, we can't afford to be ignorant of our foes.
Knowledge is the first step on the path to corruption.
This has less to do with sorcery and more to do with power. The Harbinger is searching for a new champion to lead the armies of chaos.
Then she's at the Tower of Skulls. That's Uthgrim's stronghold inside the city.
Very well. How do I get there?
You don't. Not without an army. The tower is built on the ruins of the old citadel, and it's surrounded by monsters.
But a single man might go where an army cannot. Think, Leonid. There must be a way.
I don't know. Perhaps. Let me think on it. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you.
This is outrageous. We don't have time for this.
What is it?
When Uthgrim and his warband returned to Prague, we had no warning. They surrounded our camp in the old town, trapping most of our people inside. One of them was my son, Arkady.
That was more than a month ago. They couldn't possibly have survived.
No, but some of them might have escaped before it was too late. They could be hiding somewhere in the city right now. There was a woman named Galina who was keeping a journal about life in the camp. If an escape were planned, she would have written about it.
That book could be anywhere by now.
No. One of Red Axe's men has it. He must have taken it as a trophy after they've overrun the camp. I can tell you where he is. If you could get the journal back, please. I need to know what happened to my son.
Very well, Leonid. I'll see what I can find.
What's this?
You have something I'm looking for. Give me the journal, and I'll grant you a swift death.
Fool! Come and take it then if you dare. You want a fight? So be it! Blood for the Blood God!
I should take this back to Gorchev. Sigmar granted gives him the answers he seeks. Is this the journal you were hoping to find?
Yes. That's Galina's journal. I'd know it anywhere. Now we'll learn what happened to Arkady and the others. I'm sure of it. I need to find someone who can read this. You have my thanks, Witch Hunter. We will speak again soon. It is just as we hoped. Galina's journal says that the survivors were going to try to escape through the sewer tunnels before it was too late.
And Arkady? What of him?
Galina said he fought the cultists day and night. They killed his mother, you see, when the city fell. He hated them with all his heart. In the end, he and a few others stayed behind to buy time for the rest to get away.
Your son was a brave man, Leonid. May he rest in peace.
Don't talk like that. We don't know he's dead. He might have escaped just like the others.
There's no reason to believe that any of them escaped.
Go to the Garden of Urson. That's where Galina said they were headed. See if anyone made it out alive. Please, I have to know. Arkady, he was all I had left in the world. You understand, don't you?
I do, Leonid. More than you know. Gorchev's people escaped after all. It appears they lasted here for some time before Red Axe's men found them. May Sigmar watch over their souls. I should search the cave. Perhaps Galena left something behind that I can take to Gorchev. You were right, Leonid. Galena and a few of the others managed to escape. They reached the garden and hid in a cave for some time until they were found. I found these papers hidden behind the altar stone. Perhaps they will tell the rest of the tale.
What about Arcady? Was he...
No. There were few bodies to be found. I suspect the cultists carried most of them away.
I have nothing left now. Red Axe and his monsters have taken everything. My home, my wife, now my son. They owe me a debt of blood, witch hunter. And by Ursa they will pay it. I will find someone to read the papers for me. Perhaps Arcady is mentioned in them. Thank you for this. We will speak again soon. Galena's papers tell a grim tale. After Arcady and his comrades sacrificed themselves, the others reached the Garden of Ursa and barricaded themselves within. They hid there for weeks. When the food ran out, they crept out at night to search the ruins for supplies. Perhaps that's how the cultists found them. They attacked without warning, throwing themselves against the barricades again and again. Galena and the others fought back with everything they had. And for days the defenses held. But then a new enemy appeared. A faceless savage the cultist called the Bloodborne. It was he who broke through the barricades and desecrated Ursen's sacred garden.
A grim end for such brave folk. I'm sorry, Leonid. There was nothing you could have done.
But now there is. Now we can avenge them. I know where the Bloodborne's camp is. We saw it while searching for supplies just a few days before you arrived.
That's madness, Leonid. You can't...
I must. They must pay for what they've done. With your help, we can take them by surprise and slaughter them.
That's not why I'm here. You said...
I know what I said. That was before I learned about Arcady. Now, are you with me or not?
I'm with you, Leonid. You know that. But my patience has its limits. You do well to remember that.
Look here! A gift of flesh from Almighty Korn! Kill the weak and save the rest for the fighting pits! Blood for the Blood God!
Where is the Bloodborne?
He's not here.
Impossible. This is his camp. He's got to be hiding somewhere.
A Korn berserker hiding from battle. Don't be a fool, Gorchev.
One of the cultists said something about fighting pits. Do you know what he was talking about?
They built them in the ruins near the merchant's quarter. Men die there every day for the glory of the Blood God.
Men provided by the Bloodborne and his war band.
Then that is where you must strike next. Hunt this monster down and destroy him, wherever he hides. Do this for me, and I will be forever in your debt. There is no time to waste, Witch Hunter. You must strike now, before the Bloodborne realizes we've raided his camp.
We have no idea what could be waiting in those fighting pits. It's too risky.
There. If you move quickly, we'll have the element of surprise. That's all you need.
The situation might be more complicated than either of you realize. Herr Heider, you said there were fewer bodies at the Garden of Ursen than there should have been.
Blessed Sigmar. You think the Bloodborne took them to the fighting pits?
That was weeks ago. The cultist would have killed them by now.
But we should search the cages just to be certain. Right, Leonid?
What's the point? You want to make a difference, Witch Hunter? Kill the Bloodborne. Now, come on!
Impudent worm!
Only the mightiest warriors are worthy to enter Khorne's sacred arena! You will pay for your insolence in blood!
Help us, please, please, before it's too late. Ursen's blessings upon you. We owe you our lives. Thank you, stranger. Thank you.
We're not out of this yet. Get moving!
This worm seeks to deny us our sport. Tear his flesh, crush his bones. Blood for the blood god!
I've got to get out of here while I still can.
Well, is he dead? Or was all that for nothing?
I freed your people, Leonid. You call that nothing?
Why should it matter? Red Axe still rules Prague. The Bloodborne and his minions will keep hunting for victims to feed the fighting pits. As long as they live, all we can do is suffer. Blood calls for blood. We must slaughter them all!
Do not let your hatred consume you, lest you become a servant of Khorne yourself.
How dare you! You think me no different than some murdering barbarian? A monster that bathes in blood and worships demons?
Better men than you have sworn themselves to chaos, Leonid Gorchev. Remember that.
It is an offense against the gods to harm a guest in one's home. Leave me, before I do something I might later regret. I've spoken with the survivors you rescued. You should hear the stories they tell. They were starved, tortured, made to fight in the pits. The Bloodborne thought he could corrupt them. We should have killed that monster when we had the chance.
Then your people would still be in cages. Where is the justice in that?
Don't talk to me about justice, Elf. I want justice for my wife and son. I want the Bloodborne's head on a spike. And your man Hyder here is going to get it for me.
You're mad, Gorchev! Listen to yourself.
What if I am? Do you want my help to get Red Axe? You want me to help you save your precious empire? Then bring me the Bloodborne's head.
You're a fool, Gorchev. Attacking the fighting pits again would be suicide.
There is another way. I know how we can draw the Bloodborne out and deal with him alone.
How?
There is a part of the city near the fighting pits where the Bloodborne has piled the skulls of his victims as offerings to Khorne. If you were to destroy them, he would have to challenge you himself, or suffer the wrath of his god.
Very well, Gorchev. You'll have your revenge. I pray it is worth it.
You were lucky to escape me last time, weakling. Now you will pay for what you've done. Blood for the blood god! Well, is it done?
You have your revenge, Gorchev. The Bloodborne is dead.
Show me. I want to see the monster's face for myself.
Oh, no. No. This can't be. You've made a mistake, Witch Hunter. A terrible, terrible mistake.
A mistake? You wanted the Bloodborne's head, and here it is.
It can't be. That's Arcady. That's my son.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Red Axe's men captured him and took him to the fighting pits. There, his bloodlust consumed him, and he became a servant of Khorne.
You see, Leonid Gorchev, even those who have the most reason to hate the Chaos Gods can still fall under their sway. Beware, lest you suffer the same fate.
Enough, for pity's sake! You've said your piece. Now leave me to my grief. Ursun's teeth! Leave me alone! Can't you see I'm in mourning?
There is no time left for grief, Leonid. I've done everything you've asked. Now you must pay your debt and help me get to Red Axe.
Have you learned nothing since you got here, Witch Hunter? Praag is cursed. If you go after Red Axe, you'll end up just like Arcady.
My faith in Sigmar will protect me. How do I reach the Tower of Skulls?
I told you before, you can't. You'll have to draw Red Axe out like you did to the Bloodborne.
How?
How else? Othgrim Redax is a champion of Khorne. If you were to challenge him to single combat, he would have to accept, or risk the wrath of his god.
All I have to do is reach the tower and challenge Red Axe to a duel.
If you can make it there without getting cut to pieces, you'll be fighting cultists and worse every step of the way.
I expect nothing less. Is there anything else I should know?
Just this. The challenge requires an offering. The skull of a mighty foe to join the others hung from the tower.
Take this. Give my son's death meaning, and drive these monsters from Praag.
Othgrim Red Axe, look upon the skull of your champion, the Bloodborne. Now the hour of your reckoning is at hand. Face me, or be cursed by your foul god forever.
Pathetic wretch. You dare challenge the might of Khorne. Destroy him. Rip him apart. The warrior who brings me his head will bask in the glory of the blood god.
What is this? I thought Red Axe had to honor my challenge.
Redax doesn't think you're worthy. You'll have to prove him wrong.
How?
Kill as many of his followers as you can. The longer you survive, the weaker Red Axe will appear to his warband. Eventually, he'll have to face you himself.
Fool! You cannot triumph here. Khorne revels in the slaughter. Every death is an offering to the blood god. You sow the whirlwind, mortal. Soon you will know its fury.
Red Axe has fled!
How can this be? A champion of Khorne never runs from battle.
Not unless there was a chance to strike an even greater blow against his enemies.
What do you mean?
The death of so many powerful warriors would make a mighty offering to Khorne. Red Axe could use their souls to summon a bloodthirster into the physical realm.
A demon?
A greater demon. The mightiest of those that serve Khorne. A bloodthirster is savagery incarnate. If it isn't stopped, it will slaughter everything for miles. No one in Kislev will be safe.
Then he must be stopped. How do I find Red Axe?
Leave it to me. I can guide you there, using your waystone.
The gods go with you, Witch Hunter. If Redax summons the Bloodthirster, you must stop it at all costs.
You cannot escape me, Othgrim Red Axe. I want the Harbinger. Give it to me or face the wrath of Almighty Sigmar.
Weakling. I should have guessed that southern witch had you caught in her web. She thought she could bend me to her will with her gifts and her honeyed lies. As though I needed the help of a sorceress to win the blood god's favor and lead Asavakul's horde. When Praag fell, I consecrated its streets with the blood of innocents. When the demons gathered to feast, I subjugated them and was exalted in the eyes of Khorne. He gifted me with this axe to bring death and ruin upon the old world. I told the witch that if she stayed in Praag, I would hang her head from my belt. She has gone to the Forest of Knives to seek the champion of Slaanesh. Her pretty lies will serve her well there.
Then your time on this world has come to an end. The gods will have no mercy for one such as you.
You fool! My death is a gift to Khorne. Through me, he will bring ruin to the old world.
Leave the axe to me, Herr Hyder. Do not touch it, lest you forfeit your soul.
Blessed Sigmar! Take the foul thing away! I want no part of it!
Your courage and skill have saved a great many lives. Uthgrim Redax is dead, and his war band has been scattered. It will take many years, I suspect, but Gorchev and his people now have a real chance at rebuilding Prague.
But we're no closer to catching the Harbinger.
Did Uthgrim tell you anything before he died?
The Harbinger made the same offer to Redax as she did to Kessler. He refused. When he threatened to kill her, she fled. He said she's gone to find the followers of Slaanesh in the Forest of Frozen Knives, wherever that is. I've never heard of it.
I would not expect you to. It's an ancient place, deep in the frozen wilds of Norska. An elven city used to stand there, long before the coming of chaos. If the gods are with us, I may be able to open its waystone and allow us to travel there.
There's one other thing. Uthgrim referred to the Harbinger as that southern witch. What do you think that means?
From Uthgrim's perspective, anyone not from the Chaos Wastes is a southerner.
We've been assuming that the Harbinger was one of Kul's followers. What if she's from the old world, or even the Empire itself?
It would explain how she was able to recruit Kessler and carry out the attack at Nuln.
Don't be ridiculous. If she were from Nuln, the witch hunters would have found her and dealt with her long before she'd become a threat.
We'll know the truth soon enough. For now, let's return to the forest. I must make preparations for the next phase of our journey.
I am ready to open the waystone to the Forest of Knives. I trust you are prepared. The path ahead will be perilous indeed.
Worse than Prague? Surely not.
Do not be so sure. The forest lies in the heart of Norska, which sits at the edge of the Chaos Wastes. The winds of magic blow wild there, corrupting everything they touch with the power of chaos.
There's more to it than that, High Lawmaster. Much more. Do you want to tell him, or shall I?
What is he talking about?
Of all the Chaos Gods, Slaanesh is the one my people dread the most. We know her as she who thirsts, because she craves the souls of elvenkind more than any other race. Slaanesh is the god of excess. She corrupts by fulfilling one's darkest wishes and deepest hungers. In ancient times, her secret cults flourished among my people.
You see, not even the high and mighty elves are safe from the temptations of chaos.
Once we reach the forest, I will remain close to the waystone, where its energies will conceal my presence. I cannot risk drawing the attention of the cult until our mission is complete.
Not to worry, High Lawmaster. I will see to it that Herr Hyder receives all the help he deserves. Cast your spell and let us depart.
Sigmar's bones! How did you get here?
I could ask you the same thing. Who are all these people?
Imperials and Kislevites, captured by Norse raiders. They bring their captives back to Norska as slaves, or sacrifices to their foul gods. We're the lucky ones. We managed to escape. But we quickly learned that without a ship, there was no way to make it back to our homes. So we ended up here. We found the ruins of an old elven city deep in the forest, and plenty of food to eat. For a time, we thought we were safe. Until Skraeling arrived. Because it's the one place in the whole country the Norse are afraid to go.
Skraeling?
Fergun Skraeling, a Norse warlord who joined Asavar Kul's horde. When Kul died at Kislev, Skraeling and his war band fled here. They've taken over an elven temple at the heart of the forest and desecrated it with their foul rituals. There's something terrible lurking there now. At night, when the green moon is high in the sky, you can feel it calling to you. Sometimes people get up in the dead of night and wander out into the forest, never to be seen again. Now, Skraeling's people hunt us through the forest. Some they kill, others they drag off to the temple. Soon, there won't be any of us left.
This Skraeling, does he have a companion? A woman who calls herself the Harbinger?
How did you know?
I must get inside that temple, Klemt. Can you help?
I wish I could, friend. But right now, I have more urgent problems to solve.
Impertinent wretch! We are agents of the Empire.
What kind of problems?
Every time my people try to leave camp and hunt for food, Skraeling's men are waiting for them. We've been trapped here for weeks, and there's nothing left to eat.
Very well. If I take care of Skraeling's hunters, will you help me get into the temple?
Alone? Are you mad? Skraeling's men are vicious killers.
Is that all? Then they haven't got a chance. I've cleared the forest paths. Your people are safe for now.
I can't believe it! What is your name, friend?
Jürgen Heider. My colleague is witch hunter Heinrich Voss.
We're in your debt, Herr Heider. The camp isn't much, but you're welcome here. We've a merchant if you've got any gear to sell. There are shrines as well if you wish to offer a prayer to the gods. I need to tell my people the good news. Come back to me when you're ready, and we'll talk more about the temple. Ah, Herr Heider. My people send you their thanks. If the gods are good, perhaps they'll sleep easily tonight.
Sigmar watches over the faithful, Herr Klemt. Never forget. Now, what can you tell me about the temple?
Ah, yes, the temple. I've been giving that some thought.
You promised to aid us, Klemt. Do I need to refresh your memory?
Gods, no! I didn't mean it like that. I don't know much about the temple myself. Few of us go anywhere near the ruins. But there is someone who might have the answers you seek. His name is Erlanger. Waldo Erlanger. He was a scholar of some sort before the Norse captured him. Erlanger knows more about the elven ruins than anyone else. If anyone knows how to get into the temple, it's him.
I see. Where can I find him?
Well, that's the problem. No one's seen Erlanger in weeks. He went out into the forest on one of his expeditions and never came back. I can draw you a map of the forest and show you where Erlanger was heading. If you can find him, I'm sure he'll be able to help.
Very well, Klemt. Show me the map. The camp's been torn apart. Skraeling's men have been here. There's a trail leading deeper into the forest. Erlanger got away, but the cultists are right on his heels. I pray to Sigmar that I get to him first.
What glorious fortune! Another moment and all would have been lost. What is your name, friend? And what wondrous twist of fate brought you here?
My name is Jürgen Heider. I followed the trail from what was left of your camp.
Of course! I should have expected as much. My name is...
I know who you are. Clemt said you might be able to help me.
Why, yes. Yes, of course. I am at your service. What sort of help do you require, exactly?
I'm hunting a sorceress who calls herself the Harbinger.
The Harbinger? Ooh, quite an ominous name, if I do say so myself.
I have reason to believe she is with Skraeling at the Old Elven Temple. I need your help to get inside.
Oh, the temple. Why didn't you say so before? Yes, nothing could be simpler. Come, my boy, let's get back to camp. I need to review my notes and some old journals. I'm sure I have just what you need. Oh, there you are, my boy. I was just regaling your friend, the witch hunter, about your daring rescue in the forest.
Yes, indeed. You're quite the hero, Herr Heider. I didn't think you had it in you.
What did you learn about the temple?
Yes, well, as you know, Skraeling and his warband have taken over the site, so going in through the main entrance would be suicide. But in my studies of the temple and the neighboring ruins, I learned that a secret entrance exists, hidden in an area known as the Garden of Contemplation. Now, the garden has been sealed since the elves abandoned the city centuries ago. The only way to unlock the garden gate is with a magic key that they hid somewhere in the forest.
Get to the point, Erlanger.
I know of a map that shows the location of the key, but it's in a dangerous part of the forest. I haven't dared go after it myself.
Very well. Where can I find this map?
You're back! Were you successful? Do you have the map?
Here it is.
Fate smiles on us again. Truly, you are a gift from the gods, Captain. I need some time to study the map before I can give you the information you need. Return to me when you are ready to risk the forest once more.
Time is of the essence, Herr Erlanger. What have you learned from the map?
Oh, yes. It's magnificent. A treasure, really. The craftsmanship and the attention to detail.
The key. Where is the key?
Oh, that. Well, I've got the location narrowed somewhat. Within a few square miles, more or less.
You promised you could tell us where to find the key.
I didn't say I could do it immediately. This map is ancient. It refers to landmarks that don't exist anymore. These things take time.
Is there a way to speed up the process?
Well, more reference materials would help. I know of a cache of books hidden in the ruins that could be useful, but...
It's in a dangerous part of the forest.
Yes.
Keep working, Erlanger. I'll go and get the books. Take a look at these. I brought back every book I could find.
Yes. These are just what I need. I'll get to work right away. Come back to me when you're ready, and I should have some good news for you.
Have you seen Erlanger?
He left. Something about needing cross-references for his research.
Actually, it's good you are here. I need your help.
What is it?
One of our hunting parties is overdue. I'm afraid something might have happened to them. Could you go and take a look?
We're not here to be your nursemaid, Clemt. They're your people. Deal with the problem yourself.
Have you no mercy, witch hunter? These people could be in danger.
Enough! I'll see what I can do, Clemt. Where should I start my search?
Who is it that intrudes upon our revels? These slaves are mine now. They have offered themselves to Slaanesh and partaken of the gods' dark delights. Just as you will, in time. Take him!
I found your lost people, Clement. But it was too late. Skraeling got them.
He killed them?
They succumbed to his temptations and embraced the corruption of Slaanesh. All I could do was grant them the mercy of a swift death.
Sometimes I think that's the best any of us can hope for in this accursed place. Thank you for the news, Witch Hunter. At least we know the truth. I should go to the shrine now and say a prayer for my departed friends. Farewell.
Herr Hyder, where have you been? I have exciting news.
You found the location of the key?
Yes, the elves hid it inside a monument deep in the forest. The books you recovered provided the crucial information. It's really quite a fascinating story. Would you like to hear it?
No, just tell me where to find the key.
Well, if you insist. There is a hidden path that leads to the monument. I don't know its exact location, but I can give you a general area to search in.
That will have to do. Tell me where to start.
You dare seek the key to the sacred garden? Seize the unbeliever and bring the sacred key to me.
I have it. Now to use the runestone and return to camp.
Oh, did you find it? Did you find the key?
Indeed. It was just where you said it would be.
I knew it! Oh, if those fools back at the university in Nuln could see me now. I need to research the finer aspects of the key's operation. Return to me when you are ready, and together we shall unlock the Garden of Contemplation.
The time has come, Herr Erlanger. Tell me how to use the key.
Ah, yes, about that. The process is somewhat complicated. The key must be used as part of a very specific ritual in order to open the garden gate. The smallest mistake could destroy the key and render the garden inaccessible forever.
You are tempting my wrath, Erlanger.
Fear not, Herr Hyder. I have a solution.
You make your way through the forest to the garden gate. I'll follow at a safe distance. Once you've dealt with any dangers in the area, I'll join you and open the gate.
That's your solution? No, it's too risky.
But what about Witch Hunter Voss? He could protect me.
Now look here.
It's either that or I try and teach you the ritual. That could take several days, perhaps as much as a week.
All right. We'll do it your way, but stick close to Voss and don't do anything until I have cleared the way. Understand?
Oh, yes. You won't regret this, Herr Hyder. You have my word on it. At last.
Stay back. This shouldn't take long.
Slay the unbeliever! Do not let him defile the sacred garden!
You've done it! The path to the temple is clear.
Hurry now. I'll stay here with Erlanger while you confront Skraeling. If he is like the others, he will be wielding a chaos relic of great power. Once he has been dealt with, leave the relic to me.
You have desecrated the sacred garden, and now you force your way into the presence of Slaanesh itself! What is your desire? Speak, and the god may answer.
I've come for the Harbinger, Where is she?
The sorceress? She is not here. But she is somewhere close. Oh yes, I can feel it. It was she who led me to this temple, where I claimed the Gauntlet of Torment, and became a champion of Slaanesh. Thanks to her, I will become the next Lord of Chaos, and command the might of the Horde. She calls herself the Harbinger, but that isn't her name. Her real name is Elspeth Bale, and she was born in the city of Nuln. There is so much that you don't know. Even now she watches from the shadows, winding you in her web. You want her? She can be yours. Offer yourself to Slaanesh, and all things are possible.
Chaos filth! I'd sooner die!
As you wish.
The gauntlet is not for the likes of you, Hair Hider. Only an iron will and a cold heart can resist its temptations. Let me deal with it.
By the Heldenhammer, take it away! It's obscene!
Congratulations, Witch Hunter! I knew you could do it. I knew it from the moment I saw you. I sensed the battle with the demon and came as quickly as I could. You have done well. An ancient and wicked spirit has been banished from this world. But what of the Harbinger? Where is she?
I don't know. Skraeling said she was close by.
Skraeling was right.
You should have taken his offer. Now it's too late. The old world will soon be mine.
Blessed Sigmar, the Harbinger deceived us! She was right in our midst the entire time, and I never suspected a thing.
There was no way you could have known. The Harbinger is a sorceress of Tzeentch, the changer of ways, the most mercurial chaos god. Her powers are beyond mortal ken.
Given time, I might have seen through her spell, but I was forced to remain with the Waystone. Perhaps she counted on that.
Why did she lead us to Skraeling? It doesn't make sense.
Unless...
What?
It was Kessler who told us that the Harbinger was searching for a champion to lead Kull's horde. But what if that was a lie? What if she's been searching for these champions so she can eliminate her competition?
And she's been using us to do her dirty work.
Now her rivals are dead, and she has collected their relics. There is no one left to stop her now.
Except us. But how do we find her, now that Skraeling is dead?
There may be a way, but I dare not attempt it here. We must return to Nuln at once. Meet me at the Waystone when you are ready to depart, but make haste. I fear that Magnus has little time left.
Fortune is with us, Herr Hider. The Harbinger may have tricked us, but her arrogance may yet be her undoing.
How?
When she attacked you at the temple, you managed to wound her before she could escape.
I dealt her a scratch, nothing more.
All wounds bleed, Witch Hunter. A few tiny drops were all I required. Using the proper rituals, I was able to track the Harbinger to her lair.
Thanks be to Sigmar. What are we waiting for then? Let's go!
It's not so simple as that. The path to the Harbinger leads into the realm of chaos itself. I must prepare for what lies ahead, as should you. When you are ready, join me inside the tower in Nuln.
It is good you are here. I have been to see Magnus, and the news is grim. His strength is failing. We must act now, or all is lost.
Then let us begin.
The Harbinger's lair is within a fortress of Tzeentch, which lies in a region of the realm of chaos ruled by the Changer of Ways. As such, she is under the protection of a mighty demon prince, whose power shields the fortress from attack. Defeating a demon prince in its own realm is no easy task. You must weaken it first by destroying its minions and its sources of magic. I will open a portal to the realm of chaos and send you through. I will hold it open from here and stand watch to keep it secure. Use the runestone when it is time to return.
And once I'm there, what then?
We must first learn the name of the demon prince. That will tell us much about its sources of power. You must force one of the demon prince's lieutenants to give up its master's name.
And where shall I find this demon lieutenant?
Rest assured, once you have caused enough trouble, it will find you.
Show yourselves, demons! Face me if you dare! Look upon the wrath of Sigmar Heldenhammer and despair! Come forth, or I shall scourge this place with steel and cleansing flame!
Who dares invade our realm? Seize the mortal. We will pluck the secrets from his mind and offer them up to our master! Mortal worm, you were a fool to follow me here. Strike me, mortal, and be damned! I will curse your name for all time!
You mean nothing to me, demon. It's your master I want. Give me his name, and I will spare you.
My master is known by many names, mortal. Not even I can remember them all.
One will suffice. Tell me, or be destroyed.
Stay your hand! I will tell you this secret. Make of it what you will. My master is Axarath the Desecrator. That is my gift to you, mortal. And my curse, for it will be your undoing!
You were gone for some time, Witch Hunter. I had begun to fear the worst. Tell me, what have you learned?
The Harbinger is under the protection of Axarath, the Desecrator.
I know that name. It is a powerful demon, ancient and steeped in corruption.
I must consult the lore and learn what I can about Axarath. Return to me when you are ready, but be prepared. The worst is yet to come.
I have learned much about our enemy since last we spoke. Defeating Axarath will be no easy task. Its power is terrible indeed. First, we must deal with the Demon Prince's followers. Once they are destroyed, we will be able to roam its realm at will. The first phase of the plan is simple. Seek out the enemy's sentinels. Kill them all.
I shall see to it. It is done. Axarath's sentinels are dead.
Good. Now we are one step closer to the source of the Demon Prince's power.
There is still difficult fighting ahead. Return to me when you are ready, and we will begin the next phase of the plan. Now that we've dealt with the Demon Prince's minions, we must eliminate the foul chaos beasts that guard the paths to Axarath's sources of power. You must descend into the lair of the chaos beasts and destroy them utterly. Only then will we be able to strike at the Demon Prince's heart.
I've done it. The chaos beasts are dead.
Excellent. Now there will be no warning when we move to destroy Axarath's source of power. We must move quickly now, before the Demon Prince realizes his peril. If you have any preparations to make, do so now, and return to me at once. Now that we have dealt with Axarath's guardians, we may begin our search for the Demon Prince's source of magical energy, an obscene shrine known as the Fane of Forbidden Secrets. The shrine is infused with countless souls that Axarath has corrupted over the centuries. It fuels his most powerful spells and helps maintain the wards protecting the Harbinger's fortress. The shrine is well hidden, but the lore says that it is located very close to Axarath's court. Find the secret path that leads to the shrine, and then strike quickly before the Demon Prince realizes its peril.
There is the hidden path. There is no time to lose. I must destroy the shrine. Sigmar is with us. The shrine has been destroyed.
I know. I felt its destruction through the portal. Well done.
Axarath has suffered a terrible blow, but he will quickly recover. We must move swiftly now. If you have any preparations to make, do so at once. I will ready the portal for when you return.
It is time. We must strike the Demon Prince now or never.
Axarath has been weakened, but remains a powerful foe. The Demon Prince knows it is under attack, and has gathered its remaining followers to defend its court. You will be fighting against terrible odds, and if you fail, well, in the realm of chaos, there are fates far worse than death.
If Sigmar is with me, I shall prevail. Magnus and the Empire depend on it. Let us begin.
Go then, and the gods go with you.
You will suffer for what you have done, mortal. I swear it before Almighty Tzeentch. Your agonies will last for 1,000 years.
That was a deed worthy of legend. Axarath is no more, and the Harbinger is now within our grasp.
The final battle is at hand.
There is no time to lose. Magnus is growing weaker by the moment. We must storm the fortress of Tzeentch before it's too late.
I've arranged for the portal to deliver you to the foot of the Harbinger's tower in the fortress of Tzeentch. From there, you must fight your way to the Harbinger's sanctum at the top.
And Voss? What of him? Is it possible he's still alive?
We cannot concern ourselves about Voss. The fate of the Empire is at stake.
I can't leave him there. If there's a chance to save him, I have to try.
Do you think he would do the same for you?
Of course not. That isn't the point.
No, I suppose not.
Do as your conscience dictates, Witch Hunter. I cannot say what you will find once you are inside the tower, but I can say this. If the Harbinger hasn't killed Voss by now, I suspect he wishes he were dead.
Then he will be avenged. I swear it.
Hyder! How is this possible? You said he couldn't follow us!
I never thought he'd risk the realm of chaos, much less challenge Axarath. There may be more to this little soldier than I thought.
This is all because of Teclis! I told you he would be trouble!
But Teclis isn't here, is he? Brother, you fret like an old fishwife. Everything is under control.
Brother? What are you talking about? Skraeling said...
Skraeling knew me as Helspeth Bale. But once upon a time, my name was Helspeth Voss, and I was a merchant's daughter in Nuln. In those days, I wanted to be a scholar. But the university did not accept women. So, I chose a different path, and I was a very attentive student indeed. I grew powerful and careless. It was only a matter of time before the witch hunters took notice. And who should catch me but my very own brother? Oh, if you could have seen the look on his face.
That's enough.
He knew he couldn't arrest me, not without bringing suspicion onto the entire family. It would have ruined his precious ambitions.
I said that's enough!
My brother craves nothing so much as power, you see. That's why I knew he would agree to my plan.
And what could he possibly gain by betraying Magnus and giving you control of the Chaos Horde?
Her? She doesn't want to lead the Horde.
I'd rather rule from the shadows. Let someone else assume all the risks.
You think you can kill Magnus and put your brother on the throne?
Don't be ridiculous. Magnus isn't going to die. He's the key to the entire plan. Once the spell has run its course, Magnus will rise again. It will be seen as a miracle, a sign of divine grace. The Elector Counts will rush to proclaim him emperor, never suspecting that his soul belongs to me. I will rule through Magnus, and the Empire will be plunged into a new age of horror and despair. So you see, I do not need a horde to conquer the old world. I just need one man.
No, that's not what we agreed! You said I would be the next Chaos Lord! That was the point of stealing the relics! The Horde was to be mine!
That wasn't what I said, brother. That was what you chose to hear.
Lied to me!
Brother.
I am the champion of the Dark Gods. Mine is the power, and mine alone!
You witless fool! I'll show you power!
The curse had been broken. Free from the corrupting touch of chaos, Magnus recovered quickly, thanks to the work of Teclis and the Sigmarite priests. Not long after, the Elector Counts gathered in Nuln to proclaim Magnus as their emperor. The great war against chaos was over, and the Empire of Man had been restored. A great victory has been won. Heinrich Voss is dead, along with his heretic sister, and Nuln has been cleansed of corruption. The difficult task of rebuilding the Empire has only just begun, and though Elsbeth Bale has been defeated, other enemies across the old world and beyond will surely rise to take her place. Let them try. You'll find them, no matter where they hide. The Great War against Chaos had been won, not just through courage and skill at arms, but through the contributions of human battle wizards, hastily trained by Loremaster Teclis and his High Elf companions from Ulthuan. By the time the war was over, it was clear to Magnus that for the old world to survive, the winds of magic must be harnessed in service to the Empire. And so, as the army returned to Nuln, plans were laid to gather novice wizards from all across the Empire and create a repository of arcane knowledge that would become the Colleges of Magic at Altdorf. Lord Fenrir has asked you to join the College's most dangerous and ambitious mission to date, a research expedition by the newly founded Amethyst Order to the undead kingdom of Nehekara. The expedition, led by Professor Johannes Dürer, has already reached the Nehekaran city of Bel Aliad. Dürer is preparing to explore the crypt of the priest king Neb Maket. But the expedition is beset by danger on all sides and is in dire need of help. Braving a long and dangerous path, you will join Dürer in Nehekara. Your task is to protect the expedition and help recover any treasures found in Neb Maket's crypt.
By Sigmar, what a foul and corrupted land. I must waste no time finding the expedition's base camp.
Ah,
you must be the mighty champion Lord Finrir promised us. I am Professor Dürer, the leader of this expedition.
Spare me the accolades, Professor. I am Jürgen Heider, a witch hunter in service to Sigmar and the Holy Church. There are evil forces at work here, Professor. What kind of cursed land is this where the dead hunt the living?
That is what we are here to learn. Nehekara is the kingdom of the undead, ruled by dark sorceries we only dimly understand. The Amethyst Order stands to learn a great deal from the Tomb Kings. Now that you are here, their secrets will soon be ours. The base camp here hasn't much to offer, being so far from civilization, but you're welcome to what we have. Return to me as soon as you're ready. There is much work to be done. Today, Nehekara is a barren desert, but thousands of years ago it was known as the Blessed Land, home to the oldest human civilization in the world. According to the legends, the priest kings of Nehekara were obsessed with death and resurrection. They were served by a mortuary cult of priests and mystics devoted to mastering the secrets of eternal life. Nebmaket was one such king who ruled the city of Bel Alia during the 5th dynasty. Of all the tombs we've found, his is almost perfectly preserved, protected by layers of magical wards.
Not to mention hidden traps and tireless undead guards.
Herr Heider, this is Marguerite, a wizard of the Amethyst Order and second in command of the expedition.
We've had some luck exploring the outer chambers of Nebmaket's tomb, but the inner crypt, where Nebmaket's sarcophagus lies, along with the really valuable treasures, is still sealed. We believe that the key to unsealing the crypt may be hidden inside a temple adjoining the tomb.
Your first task is to escort Marguerite into the tomb and search for any clues that could help us open the crypt. I'll await you here.
Wait. This looks important. The hieroglyphs are hard to make out, but they appear to be part of a ritual. I need to copy this down. Keep searching and see what else you can find.
What's this? Some manner of test, no doubt. There's no more to be learned here. Hopefully Professor Dürer will know what these strange symbols mean.
Good news, Herr Professor. We made some important discoveries inside the temple. These hieroglyphs may be part of the ritual to unseal the crypt.
Excellent work. We must study these more closely. If you're right, we are one step closer to reaching Nebmaket's tomb. Ah, there you are. You will be pleased to learn that Marguerite was right. The symbols you helped retrieve from the temple are part of the ritual that will unseal Nebmaket's tomb.
All that's missing is the final symbol, which we believe might be hidden in the desert not far from here.
We've found references to a number of ritual steels that were important to the mortuary cult. We have a general idea where they can be found. If you can locate the right one, it could reveal the final symbol for the ritual.
And the other steels? What about them?
Decoys, more than likely. Probably enchanted to kill tomb robbers like us. Choose wisely.
I found the ritual steel you described. Here is the symbol it revealed.
Let me see. Yes! This is the final symbol in the sequence. The ritual is complete. The inner crypt is certain to be well guarded. Return to me when you're ready, and we will begin the rite. It's time! Marguerite is waiting for you at the tomb. Once you've arrived, she will perform the ritual and unseal the inner crypt.
And then?
Marguerite will remain outside while you deal with the guardians inside the crypt. Once that's done, Nebmaket's secrets will be ours. The fate of this expedition rests in your hands now. Good luck.
I'm ready to begin when you are. It should only take a few moments to unseal the crypt.
I am not so sure that is wise.
What do you mean?
A curse hangs over this land. Magic of the foulest kind. What happened to Nehekara, Marguerite? Did Cetra's cult do this?
Legends say that centuries ago, the high priest of the mortuary cult, a Nehekaran of royal blood named Nagash, mastered the forces of life and death and became the first necromancer. But instead of fulfilling his oaths to the Tomb Kings, Nagash used his powers only for himself. Among his many achievements was a potion known as the Elixir of Life, which granted him and his followers eternal vigor. Eventually, the great cities of Nehekara rose in revolt, and the necromancer was overthrown. Consumed by vengeance, he began a great ritual that swept across the land, resurrecting the souls of the dead to serve him for all time. Even the great Tomb Kings were summoned from their crypts to bow before the usurper. Fortunately for the living world, Nagash was struck down before his ritual was complete. But Nehekara had been transformed forever into the haunted land you see today.
And these are the forces Dura contends with? This is the path to heresy, Marguerite. The Professor has put his soul and yours at terrible risk.
Professor Dura knows more about the Tomb Kings than anyone else in the old world. He is a gentle and kindly man, and much respected by the Amethyst Order. If he thinks there is good to be found here, then I believe him. I'm going to unseal the inner crypt. Get ready.
You've done it! After so long, I confess I'd begun to have my doubts, but here we are. Nebmaket's crypt is ours. We'll begin cataloguing the artifacts for removal at once. The first to go will be the books and scrolls. Herr Hyder, I am in your debt. You have done us a great service, and I will speak highly of you to Lord Finrear.
I have no intention of leaving yet, Herr Professor. I promised Lord Finrear I would make sure the expedition returns safely to Nuln, and that is what I intend to do.
Eh? As you wish. Now, if you'll excuse us, there is a great deal of work to be done.
You're here! Oh, thanks, Sigma. The camp is under attack. It must have been the artifacts. Removing them from the tomb has drawn the undead to us like moths to a flame. They're coming from everywhere.
There's no time to run. With Sigmar's help, we'll make our stand here.
I can't believe we made it. When the attack began, I didn't think...
Is everyone accounted for?
Everyone except for Professor Dura. He was in his tent studying the artifacts when the attack began. I don't know if he ran off in the confusion or if he's been taken. What are we going to do? A search of the camp revealed a set of tracks heading off into the desert to the east. It could be Dura, but we're not sure.
What lies in that direction?
There's a small temple. We didn't have time to give it more than a cursory look before we located Nebmaket's tomb.
Why would the Professor head there?
I don't know. Maybe he was captured. I'm going to search his tent and see if he might have left any clues behind.
If Dura was taken, then we must act quickly. I'll search the temple and see what I find. Professor Dura?
This is none of your concern. Go back to Nuln, where you belong. I'm so close. So close.
Stop! Dura was here. He was looking for a book, a tomb of forbidden lore.
I know what he's trying to do. I found Dura's journal while I was searching his tent. This was never about the Amethyst Order. He came here solely for himself. Professor Dura is dying. He suffered warpstone poisoning on an expedition to Mordheim last year. Now he's come here searching for the Elixir of Life, hoping that it can heal him. Unsealing the crypt was just the first part of Dura's plan. Now he's going to awaken Nebmaket and question him about the elixir. We've got to get to the crypt before it's too late. We're too late!
Jura! In the name of Sigmar, I command you to stop!
Nebmaket, King of Bel Aliad, I summon you. Shake off the dust of ages. Rise from your bed of stone. Arise, Nebmaket. In the name of Setra, I command you. Rise.
Who disturbs my slumber?
I, Johannes Dürer, have summoned you. I have parted the river of night, so you may walk again upon the sands of Nehekara. Rise and reclaim your former glory. In exchange for this, I ask but one small favor in return.
Name your reward.
The elixir of life, mighty king. The potion crafted by Nagash that grants eternal vigor. Tell me how I may learn the great necromancer's secret.
You dare speak the name of the usurper. Foolish worm. The secrets of eternal life are not for one such as you.
Have mercy, O king!
Let the name of the usurper be cast into the outer darkness. Let his soul howl in the empty wastes for all time. Him and all those who would serve him.
No!
We've got to get out of here! Run! Dürer was a fool. He should have known that Nebmaket would destroy him. Now the Tomb King has awakened and the old world is in peril.
How?
Killing Dürer was only the beginning. Nebmaket will torture his spirit until he learns everything the Professor knows. He will raise his army and march on the old world, looking to build a new empire for himself.
Then we must stop him.
You saw what he did to the Professor. Nebmaket is one of the Tomb Kings. He's too powerful. We wouldn't stand a chance.
He must have a weakness. Think, Marguerite.
Dürer once told me about a spell the ancient Nehekarans use to bind evil spirits. It won't stop Nebmaket, but it might weaken him enough to give us a chance.
Very well. What must we do?
To start with, we'll need the 5 scrolls that comprise the spell. There is a temple of Usirian, the Nehekaran god of the underworld, not far from here. I'll show you how to find it. If the scrolls exist, you'll find them there. The scrolls could be anywhere in the temple, so you'll have to search each of the chambers. Good luck.
This must be one of the scrolls. Now to find the other 4. I've collected all of the scrolls. I must get them to Marguerite while there is still time. Take a look at these. They were the only scrolls I could find.
Let me see. Yes, this is the spell we need. I need some time to fully translate these. Return to me shortly, and I should have more information to share. I've managed to translate the binding spell. There is just one more thing we need before it can be put to use.
Go on.
It's a special amulet that was worn by the High Priest of Jaff, the god of death. I can show you where to find Jaff's temple. Get the amulet and get back here as quickly as you can. Nebmaket is growing stronger by the moment.
Here is the amulet. Just as Marguerite said. I should get this back to camp. Is this the Death God's amulet?
It is. Now we have everything we need. If you have any preparations to make, do so now. Even with the binding spell, Nebmaket will be a powerful and dangerous foe. Return to me when you're ready, and we will make our way to the crypt. It's now or never. If we wait much longer, Nebmaket will be too strong for the binding spell to affect him.
Then let us strike now, in Sigmar's name.
Then Sigmar have mercy on us both. Because if Nebmaket wins, we'll be wishing we were dead before the day is out.
Fools! You think you can stand against me? I am Nebmaket. I am eternal. You will die in vain, mortals. Your souls tortured until the end of time.
Nebmaket has been beaten, but such is the power of Nagash's curse that the Tomb King hasn't been destroyed, only driven back into his sarcophagus to sleep until he is summoned forth again. Having witnessed the danger firsthand, Marguerite wasted no time ordering the Tomb King's relics returned to their proper place. The expedition would return to Altdorf with nothing, save for a warning to those who might one day be tempted to follow in their footsteps. There are some secrets in this world that are best left undisturbed.
You there! Have you come to take me to Magnus? I've been waiting for an audience with the Emperor-elect, but no one will admit me. I must speak with Magnus at once. There is something sinister at work in the Imperial Gunnery School, and I fear all of Nuln may be in danger.
I am Jürgen Heider, a witch hunter in service to Sigmar and the Empire. Anything you wish to say to Magnus, you may entrust with me.
Ah, yes, I remember you now. You were with the army at Kislev. Thank the gods. You know firsthand the dangers of which I speak. I am Ludwig Falk, Gunnery Master of the Imperial Gunnery School. I commanded the artillery at Kislev against the Chaos Horde. When Magnus raised his army to fight Asavar-Kul's invasion, we sent every working gun we had. Only Gustav Riekert, the headmaster of the Gunnery School, and a handful of our most senior engineers remained behind to tend the forges while we marched north. After the battle was won, we came back to Nuln expecting a glad homecoming. Instead, the school's iron gates were locked. An outbreak of the plague, the city guard told us. No one was allowed inside.
That is grave news indeed, Master Falk. But I see nothing sinister about shutting the school's gates to prevent the spread of plague.
Then consider this. Other than a few terse messages from Riekert warning everyone to stay away, there has been no word from any of the other engineers trapped inside. None. What is more, the smokestacks at the foundry have been belching smoke night and day since we returned. The forges are in full operation for the first time in centuries. Who is operating them if we are locked outside?
I see your point. You are right, Master Falk. This calls for an investigation.
Someone must get inside the foundry and learn the truth. I know of a way inside the complex through the city docks. Find the missing engineers and rescue them if you can. They'll be able to tell us what's happened. Sigmar be praised. How did you get here?
Master Falk sent me. Where are the others?
I don't know. The heretics separated us so we wouldn't try to escape. They have to be close by, though.
How many?
No more than 5 now. There were more, but the cultists...
There will be time to mourn the dead later. Get yourself to the docks. I'll free the others. Go!
Oh, thank the gods. We've got to get out of here. There are horrors loose in the forge. Foul, twisted things. You can't imagine the things I've seen.
Let them come. I will greet them with fire and steel in Holy Sigmar's name. Now go. Your suspicions were correct, Master Falk. The forces of chaos have seized the forges. I fear the entire complex has been overrun.
We will know more once I've had a chance to speak with my colleagues. You've done well, Herr Hyder. Return to me when you are ready, and I'll share what I've learned. Thanks, Sigmar, you're here. I've spoken with the engineers you rescued from the gunnery school. The situation there is even worse than I feared. We have been betrayed. Gustav Riekert has revealed himself to be a servant of Nurgle. When Magnus's army left for Kislev, he saw his chance to deliver the forges into the hands of his Dark Master. The complex has been overrun with cultists and other foul spawn of chaos. They intend to use the forges to create terrible war machines dedicated to their foul god.
How do we stop them?
Before we can deal with Riekert and his creations, we must save the forges themselves. Even as we speak, a dark consecration is underway to spread Nurgle's corruption throughout the complex. Time is running out. You must stop this ritual at all costs. If the forges are corrupted, they will have to be destroyed, and the Empire will lose one of its greatest sources of power.
I will put an end to this foul sorcery, Master Falk. You have my word.
The enemy is here! Do not let him interfere with the ritual!
Thank Sigmar, the ritual is broken. I must return to Master Falk with the news. Give thanks to the Heldenhammer, Master Falk. The ritual has been stopped. The forges are safe for the moment.
The Empire owes you a great debt, Herr Hyder. Well done. Now we can focus our efforts on defeating Riekert. Return to me when you are ready, and we will discuss our next move. I've been speaking with my colleagues about what they know of Riekert's plans, but they have little to add. Other than getting the forges running, they were kept away from the actual work in the manufacturing chambers. However, I believe there may be a way we can learn more.
How?
When Riekert and his minions took over the complex, a small group of the most senior engineers were separated from the others and taken away. My colleagues assumed they'd been killed.
I agree. Why would the cultists spare them?
We are talking about the finest engineers in the Empire. Riekert knows their value. He would find a way to use them if he could. Return to the forge complex. Search the areas near the manufacturing chambers. If you can rescue these men, they will be able to tell us exactly what Riekert is planning. You're not one of Riekert's men. What are you doing here?
Master Falk sent me. I'm here to get you out.
But
I've cleared a path for you to the docks. Get moving. I'll be right behind you.
That was bravely done, Herr Hyder. Losing those men would have been a terrible blow to the Empire. I will speak with them at once. When you return, I should have all the information I need to plan our next move. I've been speaking to the senior engineers. Riekert was indeed using their expertise to create war machines in service to his dark god. Now we'll use their knowledge to bring his plans to ruin.
Go on.
Right now, the forges are in full production, creating weapons and ammunition. Riekert's minions are working as fast as they can, and it's made them careless. In their haste, they've left 10 barrels of black powder scattered around the assembly area. If we detonate those powder barrels, it will kill many of Riekert's followers and bring the forges to a halt.
I shall see to it. That's the last of the powder barrels. I should return to Master Falk with the news. The heretics have been scourged with fire and thunder, Master Falk. I prayed to Sigmar the damage was enough.
I heard the explosions from here. Trust me, it will be some time before the forges are up and running again. Now we must deal with the traitor himself. Prepare yourself. and return to me when you are ready to put an end to Riekert and his schemes. We've dealt Gustav Riekert a crippling blow, but the traitor is far from beaten. In fact, I believe this will be our toughest battle yet. Centuries ago, before the Empire was torn apart by civil war, the Imperial Engineer School used dwarf steam technology to create the steam tank, a fearsome war machine armed with the Empire's most powerful weaponry. The steam tanks were terrifying engines of destruction, but they proved difficult to operate and even harder to maintain. Only a handful were ever built.
What does this have to do with Riekert?
Riekert's master plan was to create copies of the steam tanks, powered by a combination of technology and chaos magic. Fortunately, the process failed, but Riekert managed to build and arm several tank hulls, which have been gathered at the Foundry's proving ground. Those war machines are the only weapons Riekert has left. He'll use their cannons to destroy the Foundry, or perhaps even bombard Nuln itself. We must destroy them before it's too late.
Praise the dark gods. They have given you to me as a gift, so that I may have my revenge. After I've blown you to pieces, I'll turn this foundry into your tomb.
The Empire owes you a great debt, Herr Hyder. You've saved the Imperial Gunnery School as well as countless innocent lives. I'll be sure to tell Magnus of your courage and skill.
I am but a humble servant of Sigmar, Master Falk. Your thanks is reward enough.
Actually, it's Headmaster Falk now. With Riekert dead, I've ordered the gates to be opened and the rest of the engineers to report for duty. We'll get the foundries back up and running in no time. Within a few days, it will be like none of this ever happened. And now, if you will excuse me, I have a great deal of work to do.